Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual. Today, I would like to speak about individual, independent study of the esoteric and the divine, which today is kind of asked of us, and to not just willy-nilly follow anything and everything, but to truly discern and to know in our soul and spirit over time what we are to cultivate and what we are to stand strong to. This is for every individual one of us to find out about and then connect to the whole world. For if we only cultivate inside of ourselves without thinking about the world whatsoever and the connection we have to it, we will slowly but surely ebb away from the world, in a sense, isolated away. But if you are actively and consistently working into the world, inspiring, being creative, being active and curious, wondrous and interested in developing and in your life in general, you, as I mentioned, the word enliven, you ennoble, enliven, spiritualize and vitalize your own inner being so that you every day can follow what you are prompted to. For they are constantly giving us suggestions in the form of subconscious nudging. For it is all about what we make a choice about, and to take the first step is always, the choice, the freedom. And not everyone is willing to go this path, and that is okay. It will become an autonomous way for human beings to live in future times. It is the same with mathematics, it's the same with the alphabet. Once you have done it enough, it becomes second nature, autonomous, a part of you. It's like an automatic soul function, understanding, comprehension, cognition. And the more we train and practice it, the more we meditate and also study and steady our listening and skills for paying attention, the more we are able to pick up and to immerse our soul into the soul spiritual, into what we are longing for, more or less. For we truly are longing for soul nourishment. She is kind of starving our soul, and the spirit is running rampant without a true soul foundation. For spirit and spiritual activities without any form of love, compassion, soul, with human decency, moral tact, intelligent modesty, a certain, not holding back per se, but it kind of is holding, it's tempering, it's not running amok, and on the other hand, it's not being cowardly either. It's that perfect sweet spot in the middle, and that is both the carefulness and the courage, or if we are to use the negative terms of them, we have cowardice and recklessness. But the tempered versions of these two is carefulness and courage. You see, that is the two different states of, it is from subconscious to conscious, more or less. And when you are conscious, you adjust. So let's say you are holding a pendulum in your hand, and the more still you are, the more balanced you are, and the pendulum won't swing. If you are making the pendulum swing, it swings to one side, and what happens then? You will have to let karma flip to the other side, so that it can balance itself out again. It is this constant oscillation between these two, and we are the threefold. We are in the middle here, and we are either moving to the two extremes or we are in the middle. The middle is the sweet spot. It is the silent spot. It is the spot of inspiration, of, I was about to say the void, but in the void, in the silence, in the unknown, the divine speaks. It is about awakening to the point where you truly can enjoy every moment, and tomorrow is an exciting future in a sense, and we are not constantly worried and afraid and insecure about what is to come next, but we take every stride every day with confidence and a certain amount of inner strength. And that we gain through, well, cultivating the Christ principle, huddling under the Christ and allowing his divinity to, well, work on our being. For us to, only divinity can recognize divinity. So what is divine in us recognizes what is divine in the Christ, unless we, of course, squashed our divinity. That also is a possibility. But when we recognize that higher nature of, well, the higher worlds, the higher nature of the Christ, the higher worlds and the hierarchy, the more we ourselves are immersing, we are feeding our soul divine nourishment. So our soul over time becomes more and more divine. Of course, it takes lifetime, so a consistent, steady progress. And slow and steady wins the race. For I will be with you even to the end of the earth, said the Christ. He is here with us in life, in the etheric, in the life formative forces. So every single piece of life you see on this earth is under the jurisdiction and under, well, the bosom of the Christ. And for us to act decently, morally, and in a way that befits us as human beings, we have to cultivate it over time, steadily, sturdy. It is not something that is given to us at birth or in our life or in our cultures at this incarnation. It is something that has more or less been rooted out. In earlier times, it was more of a direct impulse to behave good in a certain way. Of course, we do have outliers, and we do have, just like today, there is always some backward spirits constantly wishing to, well, create imbalances. And that is what strengthens us as human beings. These imbalances that are presented to us is a milestone in a sense that says this, look at that is what you should not do. Because the results will speak for themselves in the end. Karma is a real fact, and the more you live by it, the more you are also clearly able to see it. It comes as examples and experiences and grace, and the more you are actively paying attention over a long period of time, you see the different changes and the different consistencies and inconsistencies and so on and so forth. It is about the paying attention, but also remembering. Our memories should also be strengthened, for the more you utilize your memories, which is not a brain faculty, our brain is just a reflection of our soul's spiritual nature. When we remember through our soul. It is our soul that remembers. And through our soul when we remember, we can reflect and contemplate on our actions and what we experienced and on our past and learn from it. Extract the lessons of our experiences so we do not repeat them. This is why we learn from our mistakes, or else we are bound to repeat them. The higher world has a tendency to do that, as to, prove a point. If we ignore, they give us a little kick in the butt. Simple and easy. At the same time, it is very complex. And that is what we love. We wouldn't want it to be easy, would we? Then we could just as well be born with a manuscript, or be born with, life is meant to be created as we move forward, but we are also meant to hold a certain steady vision and ideal moving forward. If we do not have that, you are a sitting duck. You can be dragged anywhere, and everyone can get a hold of you because you haven't taken a stance yet. You are kind of not moving forward yet. But you will be, or you will be. I believe you already are, though, because you're listening to my videos. But to be able to truly move forward, it is kind of a choice we make. And this choice is individual for each and every one. We all have our, jump into the water experience once or other in a lifetime. It is the invitation, more or less. Many are called, not many will answer. And that is what I will leave you with today. And yeah, may you be protected, guided, blessed, and loved by Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation. And may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative, inspirational, and healing to the world, so others can choose to follow when the time is right and the courage is at its most high. So, thank you so much, my dear sibling. Love you. See you later. Goodbye.